I was either going number 1 or number 2 in the draft, and popular opinion wanted Ray Childress to be selected, and I think Ralph put his foot down and said, no, we're going to select Bruce Smith. And from that point on, I just didn't realize the heavy expectations and desires of individuals to want to see that number 1 draft pick do something special at a young point in time in his career. The pressures that were associated with it, I just wasn't prepared to handle, at least in my first year.
It seems like, Bruce, something, and this is from my outside perspective, something happened to you too, because you kind of committed yourself to you know, conditioning and really making this a profession. Right. At some point in there, whether it was Marv or Ted or maybe even Rusty Jones, it seemed like something clicked in you to make you commit to doing what you had to do to be the type of player you were.
It was a combination of all the above. You know, I loved competitive atmospheres. Unfortunately, setting that aside, I love to eat. So, like most Americans, yeah, we love to eat. And I found that one of my first weaknesses when I got to Buffalo was buffalo chicken wings. I can remember my first visit here to Buffalo. I met up with Fred Smerlis and a couple other guys, and we went over to the Big Tree, and I must have eaten 100 chicken wings. They were so good, and they were new. And but I quickly realized and understood that I was not going to become the player that I wanted to be, or I was never going to achieve anything special unless I made some adjustments in my life. Number 1 was getting rid of all of that weight. I said there was one thing that was not going to hinder me from making plays out on the football field, and that was my conditioning. I was going to be the best conditioned athlete that was on that field, and I meant it.
Got to those Super Bowls, and the first Super Bowl, Super Bowl 25, Bruce, there's a play that it seems like is always replayed. Jeff Hostetler sacked in the end zone, safety. How close was that to a strip and a fumble and a touchdown? Right. And do you think about that a lot when you see that?
Very close. I don't necessarily think about it a lot. It replays in my mind when I see a picture of that shot. Yeah, that was a huge play. That could have been an even bigger play. But he just had a strong grip on that a strong hold on the ball, and was able to hold on to it. And we ended up getting a safety and 2 points out of it. But the ultimate would have been to get the strip and get the touchdown.
This may rank as the darkest day in Bill's history, February of 2000, when you and Andre and Thurman were all released in the same day, a salary cap move. What was that like that day, and did you talk much to Andre and Thurman about that day?
I talked to Andre and Thurman constantly during that week-long process, and not very many people know this, but I was given an ultimatum of either take the pay cut or they were going to release me. Well, when I got wind or understood that they were going to release Andre and Thurman, I said that it's time for me to leave as well. I could not see myself being the last one here of those glory years. So it was pretty much my decision.
Bill Polian used to say back then and years around then that you'll never see a group like that again. Not just of talent, not just you and Andre Thurman and Jim and everybody else as talented as you were, but as competitive as that group was. To have that many competitors in one place at one time.
I agree with him as well. As time elapses, people will see, sports fans will see how special those group of individuals were. From 88, 89 to early 90s, 93. I don't think there was a franchise in sports history that was able to accomplish the things that we were able to accomplish. It was certainly special. It was a special era. We united a city. We united a town. It could have been 30 below outside, but people were cheering. People were happy to be in the midst of being a Buffalo Bills fan, and it made us proud.
Of Smith's 200 career sacks, 171 came in a Bills uniform. Bruce Smith will be eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2009.